Hello, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing herbs with you that can help with perimenopause symptoms. Perimenopause is supposed to begin in your mid to late 40s, but some women begin in their 30s, depending on if they had surgery and removed their ovaries, okay? That can send you into perimenopause early. So what are the signs of perimenopause? Is irregular periods, or you start having other issues, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the moodiness, the joint and muscle pain, the weak bones, breast tenderness, fatigue, feeling like we don't want to do anything. Some people have depression. We have unexplained weight gain. When you're thinking, I haven't changed anything. I'm still working out. I haven't changed my eating habits. What's going on? Why am I all of a sudden gaining weight? It can be due to perimenopause. Also, sometimes we can have thyroid issues. That can be due to perimenopause. Also, we can have bloating, headaches, migraine, changing our hair texture. Sometimes we're looking at our hair like, why our hair texture has changed. Why my hair is doing this, why my hair is doing that. Be due to the hormonal imbalance, right? We're losing our estrogen. Sometimes when we start having things like male pattern baldness, or sometimes we'll start developing facial hair because now our hormones are out of whack and because our estrogen have begun to decline and we're thinking, what is going on? I never had this issue before. Why am I all of a sudden having this issue? You can also have high body fat. When you like, man, I used to be able to, my body used to be like this, but now everything feels loose. That could be due to perimenopause. Another thing, brain fog, going for like something is wrong with my brain. I used to be so sharp. I used to be like this and like that. Even the hot flashes. I see so many women out and about with their fans because they have to bring their fans because they'll have the hot flash. And they like, nobody want to deal with hot flashes. So I'm trying to bring my fan because when that heat take over, there's nothing I can do. But I have herbs that's going to help y'all with that, okay? Because I take the herbs and I'm telling you, I do not experience hot flashes. So another thing that you will experience is low sex drive too, and you will experience vaginal dryness, and that can be from low estrogen, perimenopause. You can be sitting down and feel the dryness and you're like, what is going on? This is not normally how my body is, but it could be due to the things that your body is going through, the low estrogen, the decline in the estrogen, right? So let's talk about what is estrogen. Estrogen is a female hormone that's necessary for maintaining your sexual and reproductive health. So that's why when your estrogen starts declining and you don't have a high sex drive anymore and you have vaginal dryness, it's because, not because you necessarily don't like sex anymore, but it could be because of what your body is going through, okay? Because of your estrogen decline. So let's talk about the herbs that we can use to balance our hormones, because when we have estrogen decline, there's no balance, and we need a balance in our body. So you'll hear your doctor say, or you'll hear people tell you that it's your hormones. So that's what it means. It means that your hormones is not in balance for a female, for a woman. Your hormones supposed to have certain type of balance for a woman, right? So we're going to talk about now some of the herbs that you can use for some of the symptoms that you may be having, okay? And I have 15 herbs for you ladies, because I take these herbs and I create infusions and I do a lot of different things, and I have tried a lot of different things on myself because I am a woman and I was experiencing the same thing. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I take? And as everyone knows, I've said it so many times, I'm not a person that's big on medication. So I'm always trying to find an herb that I can take that will help me. The number one herb that we want to talk about is black cohosh. It is great for hot flashes, mood swings, and night sweats. I'm telling you, you can buy the black cohosh, make you some tea, and it makes a difference. I create infusions. I make different infusions with different things because I don't want any of the issues, right? At one point, I was waiting for some of my herbs. They were out of stock, and I was waiting for some of them to come back in. And it was the first time I had experienced a night sweat. The first time, and I was like, what is going on? And I was telling one of my friends, she was like, that's a night sweat. I said, oh my gosh, I know what's going on. I haven't been drinking my tea because I'm waiting for it to be back in stock. And that was my first time experiencing it. So I drink teas regularly. Everybody that knows me know that even when I travel for work, I travel with my tea. and I take it daily. If I don't take it daily, I take it several times a week. But I normally make a big cup and drink it daily, all day. I'll sip on it all day. But you can just it don't have to be a big cup like me. I do a big cup because I don't want no issues. Okay, so let's talk about the number 2 herb. And when I talk about a big cup of tea, it's not just one herb. I mix my herbs, okay? That the herbs that work together. So let's talk about number 2. Let's talk about the second herb, okay? It's rose petal. Well, it's called rose tea, right? But it looks exactly like rose petal. Rose petals is another one. Oh my God, it is so good, okay? So rose petals help with hot flashes. It uplifts your mind. It helps if you're experiencing or feeling depressed. It soothes your stress. Rose also stimulates several chemicals in your brain, like dopamine and serotonin. So let's go to the third herb. And my third herb is chamomile. Guess what chamomile does? And chamomile is good for a lot of things. Chamomile lowers your testosterone, okay? Let's talk about number 4. And number 4 is lemon balm. Lemon balm reduces your cortisol level and anxiety. It also improves your mood and promote a feeling of calmness. Okay, so now that's going to take us into number 5. Number 5 is a different type of herb. Okay, it tastes kind of strong. Okay, but and you have to be careful where you get it. Okay, but the 5th herb is bladderwrack. And let me tell you what bladderwrack does and why bladderwrack is good. Bladderwrack, remember I was telling you earlier that you can develop thyroid issues due to perimenopause? Well, bladderwrack helps with thyroid dysfunction. And it also helps to balance your estrogen. Okay, let's talk about the number 6 herb. Our number 6 herb is Damiana. Damiana is really good. I've been taking this herb for a very long time. And let me tell you something. Damiana is one of those herbs you don't want to play with, okay? Damiana will balance your estrogen and your testosterone levels. But Damiana also helps with your sex drive. It sends blood flow to your genitals. So if you're not ready for that, don't take the Damiana, because I'm telling you, you're going to feel it. But if you do try Damiana, then tell me, did it work for you, okay? Because it will increase that sex drive. So if you don't want to increase it, don't play with it, okay? There's plenty of other herbs to take, okay? And then we're going to go into the number 7th herb, and the herb that I have for number 7. And, you know, even though I have these herbs in I numbered them, all of them are used for different things or the same things, and you decide. You may have some of the herbs at home already. So I'm just sharing with you all the herbs that I have used, that I particularly have, and I put it on the list. But just because I'm calling them, they're not in no particular order, okay? But we're going to jump into number 7. And number 7 is Irish sea moss. And Irish sea moss is another one of those herbs that balance your hormones. It balances your estrogen and your testosterone. And then we're going to go into the number 8 herb, which is red clover. Red clover is packed with tons of essential nutrients. And remember I was telling you earlier about bone weakness and things like that. Red clover may help with bone health. I was telling you earlier that your bones may begin to feel weak when you start going through perimenopause. And red clover is a herb that can help with that as well. So we're going to jump into number 9, which is ashwagandha, which is one of my favorite herbs, and you can use it for so many things. But ashwagandha is good for hot flashes as well, sleep issues, brain fog, vaginal dryness. Ashwagandha is one of those herbs that's good for that as well. It also reduces cortisol and lowers stress. Okay, so now we're going to get into our number 10 herb. The number 10 herb is dandelion. Okay, dandelion is another herb that you're going to hear me talk about pretty often because I use it for so many things. It has so many things that it's good for. So with the hormone imbalance, dandelion is good for. Dandelion is good to alleviate estrogen dominance. So sometimes we may have issues with too much estrogen, right, from the things we're taking or eating, because too much estrogen is also not good. There have to be a balance in our body, and that's why you hear hormonal balance all the time. So what dandelion do, so if you feel in your body that you have too much estrogen, then dandelion can help alleviate estrogen dominance, okay? Because when you have estrogen dominance, that's how women start developing endometriosis, fibroids, things like that, right? So that's when dandelion is also very important there as well, okay? The number 11th herb is ginger. So I take ginger consistently all the time. I'll juice my ginger and take a shot. And did you know ginger also balances your hormones? It does. Ginger is really good for so many things. Ginger is another, to me, a super herb that's good for so many things. So the number 12 herb is sage. Sage is good for hot flashes and night sweats. Sage is another good herb when you're experiencing hot flashes and night sweats. That's a good herb to take for that as well. So now it's going to take us into the number 13 herb. So the 13 herb is saw palmetto. Okay, this herb is amazing. Okay, so let's talk about everything that saw palmetto is good for. It's good for hot flashes. It helps with mood swings, vaginal dryness. It helps prevent facial hair. Okay, when we're talking about how sometimes you develop facial hair when you have too much testosterone and not enough estrogen. Okay, so saw palmetto will help with that. It helps to prevent facial hair. It's also good for thinning hair, okay? And our number 14 herb is Don Quay, which is really good for hot flashes and balancing our hormones, okay? And then the 15th herb, milk thistle, which I know you've heard of. Milk thistle is another herb that's really good for other things. Milk thistle is also good for hot flashes and balancing the hormones. These are all the herbs that I have used on myself. I have tried it, and these are herbs that all these herbs have worked for me. I have tried them at different times and in different ways and by themselves, and I have created concoctions together to see what everything does for me. And I just suggest maybe that's something you can do as well. But you know, be careful with everything and anything. I am not a doctor, so please do your own research. Talk to your doctor, a holistic doctor, if you don't have a primary care doctor. But please make sure to check with your doctor, especially if you're already taking something, okay? And so, but all these herbs I have used, and all these herbs have worked for me, okay? Now, when purchasing herbs, not all herbs have the same quality, okay? It's better if you're gonna purchase high quality herbs, clean herbs. Know where you're getting your herbs from. Do your due diligence, do your research, pay attention, because they are very important, okay? Do your research. I am not going to promote any company. I'm not going to share different places I get herbs, because I've tried them from different places and they are not all the same quality and different things like that. So, and sometimes the reason I don't share where I purchase the herbs and different things like that is because sometimes people change up. And I don't want y'all saying that it didn't work or this didn't happen for y'all and I told y'all this, I told you that, because it's just like with most companies, you know, just like with Bragg's apple cider vinegar. It was one way, and then when they sold it, it was another way. And that's the same thing happened with everything. So when you purchase your herbs, just do your research. Whatever herbs you're going to purchase, whatever you're going to do your research, okay? So let's talk about vitamins. And I'm going to say it again. If y'all been listening to all my videos, then you know I have been talking about vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin D. Vitamin D, I'm talking about it again. Vitamin D is critical to your health. It is critical, okay? When I tell you vitamin D is a must, it is a must. Get as much sun. Vitamin D is the sun vitamin, right? The sun. You can go outside, but if you're not outside all the time and getting enough sunlight, you have to take a supplement. And you can talk to your doctor about these things, or you can buy a good supplement over the shelf. But please, when you buy these supplements over the counter, read, pay attention to the other ingredients to know what you're putting in your body. Just because it's vitamin D does not mean it's of good quality. And you're going to see when you're searching for vitamin D supplement, you're going to find tons of vitamin D supplements out there. They are not all equal, okay? Not all equal. Just like ashwagandha. I love ashwagandha, and I've been taking ashwagandha for years. I have had ashwagandha that felt like it was not working, okay? What's not working? Normally when my friends call me and ask me what ashwagandha to take, I say, if you're going to take something over the counter, because I create my own herbs, my own ashwagandha. But if you're going to take something over the counter, I try to share with them things that I have known that have worked in the past, because for years I've been creating my own. A lot of these herbs, I create my own capsules because I have more knowledge now, right, that I didn't have before. And I know that this over-the-counter stuff, sometimes it has so many fillers. You don't know how much of the actual herb that you're getting. And some of the fillers, you're like, what is this? And why should I be putting this in my body? That's how I was. I was like, what? Why they have this in here? Once you do the research, if you don't know what it is, do the research. See what it is, right? And then you're going to ask yourself, like, why is this in the vitamin? Or why is this in the herb that you put? Okay, then you might end up like me, creating your own capsules, you know. And I'm going to eventually start selling my capsules. People have been asking me for years, and I am. When I go out for work, when I travel for work, even my coworkers ask, can you make me capsules? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I am. I'm going to start selling it. It's just that I was working a lot. But I'm back home now, so yes, I am going to start creating, selling capsules as well. But back into vitamin D. Vitamin D, as I've said, and I'm going to continue to say, is critical, okay? Please take your vitamin D. But when it comes to perimenopause or hormonal imbalance, how vitamin D helps, it regulates the estrogen in our bodies. That's what vitamin D does. Vitamin D does so many things, I'm telling you. It also regulates the estrogen in our body. Okay, and the next vitamin that we're going to talk about that's good is vitamin B. And you've heard me in other videos talk about vitamin B. Vitamin B is also very good for the body, but in regards to the hormones, it helps the body to create estrogen and to use the estrogen that the body creates. Okay. Third vitamin that I want to talk about is vitamin E. And guess what vitamin E does to the body in regards to hormonal imbalance? It helps with hot flashes and insomnia. Okay? Who would have known? But vitamin E can also help with hot flashes. We're going to talk about the last and final vitamin that is important for your hormonal balance. We're going to talk about magnesium. Magnesium is another vitamin that does so many things for the body. When it comes to hormonal imbalance, magnesium facilitates the breakdown and removal of estrogen, preventing its accumulation and potential hormonal disruptions. Guess what else magnesium may help with? Your thyroid hormones. All 4 of those vitamins are also very important. So you should be taking those vitamins on the daily, okay? So let's also talk about some of the things you want to eat when you have hormonal imbalance or you're going through these things. You want to eat fruits and vegetables that are high in fiber. You want to eat leafy greens. Leafy greens does so many great things for the body. Fruits and vegetables, eat as much as you can. Eat as much of, you can eat leafy greens all day, as long as you're not cooking it with any seeded oils that would cause inflammation and things like that. You can eat leafy greens all day long, okay? Eat it, eat it, eat it. You can eat it, drink it, whatever. But leafy greens, fruits that's high in fiber, berries, of course. Berries are good for so many things as well. All the berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, okay? Eat all the berries, okay? Eat them all. And avocados are also good. Avocados are another fruit that's good for so many things. Avocados, eat the avocados, eat the fruit, eat the veggies. Guess what else? Nuts. Nuts are good for you as well, but you want to stay away from salted nuts because guess what? If you have high blood pressure, if you on a low sodium diet, you do not want to get the nuts with the salt. You want to eat your nuts raw. But nuts are very good as well, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I tried to share with you all everything that I use, that I take, that works for me as a woman. And hopefully you can have the same outcome. But everything begins and ends with what you're eating, what you're drinking, if you're exercising. And then you have other things that come along that will help with what you already have going on. But remember, living a healthy life is a lifestyle. Eating, you don't want to just eat until you're good. Eat healthy until you're good. You want to change the way you eat. It has to be a lifestyle. You don't need to go back. Go back for what? Okay? If you want to live a long and healthy life, take care of your body, and your body will take care of you. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Have a great day.